Hey everyone, and welcome to episode 5 of our Apocalypse World mini-series in this Twilight. Anybody who watched last episode will know it was very action-packed as Escalade, Amelia, and Spaz took the war to Toby and the blocks on the back of a tank. Along with Scarlet's raiders, who proposed to do a feint from the north, they attacked the west and simply drove their way up to Toby's mansion, more or less unimpeded. But when they got there, they were blocked by some of Toby's minions and Roland using a railgun. After crashing into Toby's mansion, into a hole created by Spaz, and Roland's untimely death by a piece of the Silver Tower falling right on top of him, Amelia, Escalade, and Spaz confronted Toby, whose short remaining life was spent in defiance, but Escalade could end that with 3 bullets to the chest. As our intrepid warmongers made their way out of the city, they saw a lot of things they didn't expect. A lot of dead bodies in the streets, both of citizens of the blocks, as well as some raiders they didn't recognize, and including one Lily, who is pretty much the rat of the aviary in the blocks. So I think we're going to open up in the aviary, where Amelia seeing over a small service. So Amelia, tell us what is going on with this service for Lily.
I genuinely think this is the first time somebody in the aviary has passed away. And so for the people that did know Lily, it is a big shock. And it takes a minute for Amelia to kind of sit down and go, we've never had to bury one of our own before. Maybe some other people, but never one of our own. And so she's kind of initially walking around the aviary and I guess looking for a place to start a graveyard of sorts before landing on the other side of the compound away from like all the refugees. And she's very adamant about getting everything ready herself. She's kind of like brushing off Josh, like, go away, I've got this. And
Josh, yeah, I mean, Josh doesn't leave, but he's sticking around, not just for sort of moral support for you, but I mean, I think he also really, since they were kind of your right hand and left hand.
Yeah. So I definitely think she's actively like not letting anybody else dig the grave. But then once it's prepared, she kind of crawls out of it and looks at Josh and goes, will you please gather everybody a part of the aviary?
And I think in addition to Josh, there are a few of the rats who were in the blocks before you pulled them out. And yeah, Josh kind of solemnly nods his head and he aviary. And then, so after a little bit, yeah, you have a kind of a large gathering around this makeshift cemetery.
Amelia is still just covered in dirt and isn't even going to try and like brush it off before throat and approaching. A lot of you didn't have the opportunity to meet Lily. She was, among Josh, one of the very first people to join the aviary and has been by my side throughout all of this. And I like look at the group of rats and gesture towards them to come stand next to me. She was the leader of a side group that I kept in the blocks to follow any of the feathered that have been helping people just to keep you safe. And they did a lot of their work without thanks, without being known, with being unseen. And she protected all of us. And when we went into the blocks, before we even got there had already been a massacre. And I didn't find her until I was on my way out. We've never had to bury somebody before. And I hate that we have to start with her.
And I think the rats who have kind of gathered around you one by one, like, some of them put their hand on your shoulder, some of them give you... They all share this solemn of Lily.
And I think she'd let anybody who wants to speak go ahead and speak up before moving on with burying her.
And so I think from kind of like a viewer's perspective, we no longer can hear what people are saying, but one by one they give some of them describe memories they've had, their favorite memory of Lily. Some of them just give a few short words, others just kind of let the tears flow. And we see this rest of the scene play out as bury Lily graveyard. And then I think the sheen will shift so towards the blocks. And in many ways we see something very similar, as we see the people are still alive in the blocks, kind of collecting bodies from the street and carrying them outside of the city and sort of creating their own graveyard. And that opening, I think, will session. So I think to start with, we can stick with Amelia. So like normal, we'll do our lifestyle, highlights, hex, and beginning of session moves. So for lifestyle, are you spending one or two?
I'm gonna spend one.
Okay. And for highlights, I think I will highlight your weird.
Okay.
And who is your highest hex?
Sir. Still.
Sir, what do you choose to highlight for? Destiny, you're muted.
We'll go with cool.
Okay, cool and weird. And who knows Amelia better? I think it's going to be pretty much, it has to be like Spazzer. And if neither of y'all think y'all know Amelia any better, who knows Amelia worse?
I don't know. I know that she went all Rambo, so that was something.
That sounds like knowing her better.
It's just who is this woman? Where does she come from?
Well, if it's like that, then Escalade would realize that, he was trying to change his life and be this total different person. It looks like they kind of switch sides. But at the same time, I mean, who knows? Because he ended up going all crazy on Toby. Plus, he got a tank and pretty much insect the town. So hey.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's sort of interesting, kind of the progression of Escalade's relationship with Amelia is originally oh, she's just some crackneck cult leader, and then you see actually she really cares her flock and is like kind of a strong community leader. And then you see like, oh, she's kind of this warrior woman who's taken the fight to Toby. So you're
Crashing
definitely-
through windows.
Huh?
Crashing through windows, pulling
Crashing
guns.
windows. But I think Escalade has really seen like many different sides of Amelia. So yeah, I think Amelia gets +1 hex with Escalade. And finally, I think you have your Bone Feel and your Fortune.
Yes. What do you want to do first?
Up to you.
Let's do fortunes first. That's a 9.
9 is a partial success. So they have surplus, but they choose one want.
Ooh.
So I think what we discussed is you no longer have, I think it's what the barter is one of your surpluses, but you're cut off from the blocks, but you have the community growing outside your city. So I actually think you get that. So your community is still growing. They have stupor, so still lots of drug use going throughout your community, the aviary. But what is your want?
I'm trying to see where want would be.
Thank you.
Oh, yeah, there's a list of like wants.
Yeah, you chose it at creation. Was it want plus desperation? I think that was the one you chose. Like your followers rely on you for their lives and needs, want plus desperation.
Mm-hmm.
So I think while there's kind of a turnover going on in your group. So like you're gaining new followers, but some are leaving.
Understand.
So I think there's kind of like some sort of tension going on in the aviary after the events of what happened in the blocks. As I think there are kind of rumors spreading around of your involvement, and I think it also has led to a lack of certain supplies. So yeah, some people are coming to you because they need somewhere to go. And they think you're kind of the best place to go, but some of them are leaving because they're also.
I think that some people are possibly leaving because they're like, you're just accepting strangers into our safe space, even though they are separated outside. I think that our supplies are just being, some people, even though they're not freely being given away, people are kind of working for it. They're like, you're just bringing in strangers, they're using up our resources, stuff like that. To where we have enough to get by, but it's not a surplus.
Uh-huh.
And I think that's causing people to shift.
Yeah, I think that makes sense. And I think also some people are wondering, like, too, are you that different from Toby? Like, are you just here, like, building your own little empire and, like, this is your pawns?
I don't want an empire. I wanted a peaceful little bird cage. All right, and then just Bone Field.
And Bone Field, yeah.
11.
All right, yeah, you get your hold 1+1.
Can I throw that +1 onto my fortune?
Unfortunately not.
I should have done Bone Field first.
All right, and next up is Sir. So for lifestyle, I think technically your club is still open, so your lifestyle is taken care of. For highlights, I will go with hot.
Okay.
And then, so who is your highest hex?
Either Amelia or Escalade.
Up to you.
We'll go with Escalade this time.
All right, Escalade, pick a highlighted stat for Sir.
What was it that you gave her?
Hot.
I think cool as well.
Hot and cool. And certain wasn't really around last episode or last session. I think we'll skip the hex part. And I don't think, Sir, I don't think you have any beginning of session moves. Okay. Next up is Spaz. So,
Yep.
what about your lifestyle?
Lifestyle, I guess. I'm spitting a barter.
Okay. And for
Realize-
highlights,
As
I
I'm
will.
realizing I need
I-
money quickly soon.
Yeah. So for your highlights, I will highlight your weird.
Okay.
And who is your highest hex?
So far, Escalade.
Great. Escalate gets to highlight all the stats today.
Apparently, I'll give him sharp.
All right. So weird and sharp. And finally, we have your beginning of session move, which I think is
Okay. So I guess let's see. Do I only get one? Here, common component. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, yeah. The bone field is. I'm actually rolling real dice this time around. Ooh. Well, okay. I've got insane weird. 10.
and nice. So you also have hold 1+1.
Okay.
And finally on the list is Escalade. What are you doing for your lifestyle?
Nothing because I don't have nothing. I used my last one last session.
Oh.
And I can't drive for anybody because I got nobody to drive for or a vehicle at the moment.
So here's the deal. One of the other players can offer to pay for you.
I have one left. I will give it to him.
So Escalade, you.
I'll try to whore myself out and pay you later.
You've already done it. Last night.
All right. So you beg Amelia for some food and scrape out a meager existence. Next up are your highlights. I will highlight cool. And who is your highest hex?
He's Spaz.
All right, Spaz. What are you highlighting for Escalade?
So you did cool.
I did cool.
I think I'm gonna do. Here's present situation. We're doing. Yeah. Probably gonna do hot.
Cool and hot. Okay. And Escalade, do you have any beginning of session moves?
Nope.
All right. Okay, that should be it for our beginning of session bookkeeping. And I think
You forgot for Spaz and myself who got to know you better
sorry.
and whatnot.
we're right.
Yeah.
Who knows Spaz better?
No one.
If it's no one, who knows Spaz worse? Come on. Nobody knows Spaz any different at all?
I mean, he was same old crazy druggie, so.
well, yeah, I guess that is no one knows you better or worse, Baz. And for Escalade, who knows Escalade better? Worse?
Maybe Amelia, if they spent the night together and she fed him?
What did Amelia learn about Escalade?
Trying to remember the rating of this show.
Kind of like a soft R.
He's very soft then.
Are you saying Amelia and Escalade?
Escalade?
I was showing her my appreciation for saving my life before.
Does appreciation mean sex?
Yes.
Oh. So y'all trigger your special moves.
What? Yeah, sure.
Okay. So I think after the battle, Escalade stays with the aviary and hooks up with Amelia. So y'all have your character.
The move kind of sucks.
Yes?
Okay. So on the left side of the first sheet is Hocus Special and or Driver Special.
Hocus Special.
It should be under like.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah, next to your stats.
I never read that.
Yep.
Oh God.
So Amelia, read out your Hocus Special.
If you and another character have sex, you each hold one. Either of you can spend your hold at any time to help or interfere with the other at a distance or despite any barriers that would normally prevent it.
And Escalade, do you have your special handy?
It says if you and another character do whatever, roll cool. On a 10 plus is cool, no big deal. On a 7-9, give them a +1 to their hex with you on their sheet, but give yourself a -1 hex with them on yours. On a miss, you gotta take a -1. Okay, let me roll that real quick.
At least I didn't have to roll.
Okay, so let's see, that's a 8. So you get a +1, I get a -1.
So I have a lot of pluses right now.
If your hex goes to +4 with somebody, it resets to +1 and you mark experience.
So did my hex just go up from that with him?
Yeah, so you gain +1 hex with Escalade, and Escalade gets -1 hex with you. So essentially, from Escalade's point of view, things got a little awkward. But from your point of view, things are pretty good.
I think if anything is when he killed Toby, he thought he would feel better, but he doesn't feel better. So the whole time he probably was thinking about.
Amelia's thinking about her like dead friend. This is not a good hookup situation. We're both very upset.
This is very, very chaotic.
We're like, this will take my mind off of it. Both of them laying down. This did not take my mind off of it.
Well, no, I think it's a little different from that. I think from Escalade's point of view, it didn't take his mind off of it. From your point of view, it was actually pretty good.
Okay.
And so after this encounter, Escalade, are you sticking around in the aviary, or are you heading off somewhere else?
Well, I figured when they were doing the burial, he would had helped dig the hole and put like the rocks on top of the thing and all that. But after that, I think I would try to see if I can find a vehicle and go from there.
Yeah, and I think it's probably it kind of makes sense if you hooked up after the funeral. That's yeah. As far as a vehicle, I mean, you obviously currently don't have one. It maybe, I don't know if Amelia is like willing to, or has like a motorcycle or something around.
We have horses.
You have, oh, that's right, you have horses.
That's it. We have horses.
If somebody,
and livestock.
if some of the people that came to the aviary has a vehicle, I'm just on a GTA one. I'm a raider, so.
Maybe the aviary doesn't, but maybe in the community outside the aviary, you could GTA 1.
Yeah.
But if you're going to GTA 1, I think I'm gonna need you to roll something. So,
Just tell me what to roll.
So, well, what is your approach to GTAing a vehicle?
Let's see. Well, I'm just gonna go from car to car and see if one of them has a key. And if he doesn't, then I guess if I see somebody near a vehicle, I just, do a stick up.
All right. Well, I think your options are going to be, if you see somebody, you could essentially try to, you can go aggro on somebody to basically force them to give you a vehicle.
Well, I might as well use my new move then if I'm gonna do that.
Well, that's one option. Your other option is like, you could be like sneaky. You could act under fire, so the fire is like getting caught, trying to steal somebody's vehicle without them noticing.
I think I'll go with the first one. Might as well.
Oh, you want to go aggro?
Yeah.
All right. So you find some random guy. He's kind of like, his back is against his car, smoking a cigarette. And you walk up to him, and he kind of like, his eyes were kind of, looking down at the ground, and he noticed you come up, and he looks up at you, and he's like, hey, buddy. What's going on with you?
Well, I just want to look at him and be like, I'm sorry, man, but I need your keys. And I was wondering if I can use ice cold on him.
All right. Tell us what ice cold is.
When you aggro on an NPC, roll plus cool instead of roll hard. When you go aggro, well, the other player one doesn't matter, but pretty much I just roll cool instead of hard.
And he kind of like looks at you and he's like, hey, this doesn't have to be like this. Go ahead and make your roll.
Uh, 10 plus 2.
All right. When you go aggro on somebody and a 10 plus, they have to choose to force your hand and suck it up, or cave and do what you want. And so, yeah, this guy definitely does not look like he wants to get into a fight, so he's gonna cave. And he kind of like fumbles in his pocket and ends up kind of dropping the keys on the ground and runs.
Bitch. I imagine that he probably dropped a cigarette too, so I would pick up the cigarette and start smoking it and get in the car and take off.
Sure. So yeah, you pick up the keys and the cigarette, you kind of dust off the cigarette, take a big puff, get in this car, and you drive off. Are you driving off anywhere in particular?
I am planning on going to the hideout and find out who the hell that other raider group was that was helping Scarlet.
All right. First, I think we're going to jump over to Sir and Spaz, who are currently at the professor's in the pits. So at the end of last session, we had Spaz walking in from the back of the professor's home, where he found Sir already talking with the professor. So I think the professor was kind of confused at first, but of course welcomes you as always. So Spaz and Sir, I certainly wasn't expecting this. Oh,
Yeah, there's lots of stuff going on.
I was radioed. I heard things were going down in the blocks. It sounded very unfortunate. I hope you're okay.
I'm fine. Yeah. Except for the meteor that's coming, the comet.
And so, sir, so you're also having those kind of hallucinations again, and even though you know you're standing in the professor's home, you don't like see a roof or anything, but you see this comet in the sky, except it's like black, kind of a negative look to it, but it's clearly got the like trailing comet tail, and it seems to be moving very, very slowly through the sky. And the professor's
just kind of glancing every once in a while at it, but he's just like, yeah, it's been a real wild time in the blocks recently.
Yes, both of you have mentioned this comet to me, but I can confirm there is no comet in the sky.
Right.
But you can see it, can't you? It's like right there.
And if you're pointing like inside the building, he's like, that is my ceiling fan. I assure you, my ceiling fan is not a comet.
Right.
But it seems both of you have been afflicted by something very, very strange.
Yeah, actually, that's what I'd come here for in the first place. Actually, both of us seem to have been seeing a lot of weird stuff, especially since
the weird stuff.
Well, I mean, more weird stuff than usual for him, anyways. But it started like a while ago, like when we were doing a job. And something broke. I didn't quite see what it was. Spaz would have actually gotten to look at it, but something broke and there was like a noise. And ever since then, it's been like really off for me and him. And like I had a nosebleed at one point too. And like my guy didn't know what could have possibly done it. So we were hoping maybe you would have some insight as to what.
So, I don't know if this will help. And I pulled out the canister that I got from Toby.
Uh-huh.
So this is what Toby was snorting.
And yeah, you basically it's like an oxygen or like a gas tank, a decent sized one, but like obviously one that you can carry around. And he kind of looks at it. He's like, this is a gas tank, but normally people do not share hallucinations.
So there was some weird shit in that suitcase.
Which suitcase?
The one that I got to deliver to Toby.
Yeah, did we get that from you, actually? We came here to pick up the suitcase, right?
Yes, it's really interesting, that job.
So,
because Toby had contacted me and told me where to find this in the ruin underneath the water. I had paid a scuba diver to go find it. I, of course, did not expect there was no reason for Toby to know it. He never comes out here. But lo and behold, the scuba diver did come back with files.
So, Professor? So, you remember how you told me to be very careful with it and stuff like that? I was. Then Escalade fucked up. And something broke inside. So, I tried to do a quick repair, and I did so. But, yeah.
But we were possibly, I guess, in the splash zone of whatever it was. Escalade seems to be fine, though. But, yeah, we've been having some weird trips, and he's just kind of looking around again, like...
So when you say that, sir, you kind of look over away from Spaz and Professor, and in the professor's living room, you see it's sort of like Giggles and Toby as kind of like a Janus figure, where like it's like Giggles' face on one half, or like looking one way, and Toby's looking the other way. And Toby is like, I knew you fucked it up. I knew that vial wasn't empty. And Giggles is like, ha ha, ha 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 ha.
So he's just gonna like take his dagger and he's just gonna throw it at what he thinks is the Toby Giggles abomination.
Yeah, Spaz, you see Sir throw his dagger against the wall, and you look over and you see this kind of like Toby Giggles Janus figure. But the professor's like, why did you throw the dagger against?
Because there's some kind of abomination over there, Professor. We killed it.
I thought you said Toby was dead.
He is, but why is he sitting on your couch, Professor?
Yeah, why did my dagger, did it hit him? Did it look like my dagger actually hit him?
It looked like it went through him.
Yeah,
Or
why
like,
did that go
you swear you swear you were like dead on, bro, but it's like it didn't hit.
It's a ghost. Gotta be a ghost.
The professor is like another scared hallucination.
Yeah, but see, now we're seeing the same things all the time now. It's weirder, because before we kind of saw different things, but now it's like it's starting to all merge into one. Like we're sharing, we're having shared hallucinations, which is a little weird,
Whoa.
I kind of miss my snake people.
Would y'all please step into my workshop and please don't throw any more daggers and very delicate equipment.
Okay, so it's just gonna pick up his dagger and like put it back in its little holster and then follow the professor.
You'll see the pink dodo too.
Yeah, you'll see it too. Come join us. We all float down here.
Baz, could you help me?
Yeah.
Here, help me with this this mystery equipment. And I think the professor like hooks up kind of a rubber hose, gas canister, and pulls like a sample of what's in the canister into it. And he hands it to you.
I take it. I can't hear you.
Can you run an analysis on that for me?
Yeah, sure can. So what do I need to roll?
I think there are a few ways you could do this.
Yeah.
So you have the equipment, so you could do acting under fire.
Okay. Or
it is a thing.
Can take my finger and go.
Well, it is a gas, so like to do that, you would release the gas.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Okay.
But you do have Think Speak.
Yeah, I do.
So that is another option.
So I look at it.
Uh-huh.
And I also have Reality's Fraying Edge.
What is Reality's Fraying Edge?
Some component of your workspace or some arrangement of components is uniquely receptive to the world's psychic maelstrom, plus augury.
Interesting.
Choose and name it or leave it for the MC to reveal during play. So I think that's that crucial moment that I would like to.
So it does technically say your workspace, but I think given your kind of history and relationship with the professor, and that you're in his workspace, I think it will allow it.
Okay.
Yeah. So augury is basically like kind of reaching into the world's psychic maelstrom and doing wacky stuff there.
I put my fingers to my forehead, but like Aquaman.
Uh-huh.
I actually make that noise too.
All right. Got to augury. So, yeah, you roll plus weird.
Okay. It's cocked. Eight.
8, partial success. So, on a hit, you can choose one from that list. Do you have that available?
I do not have the list available.
I will. And character that I will post the first part in Twitch chat. Alright.
Idoki. Figure out. Okay.
Those bullets are your options.
Okay, reach through the through the world's psychic maelstrom to something. Okay, so isolate and protect a person or thing from the world's psychic maelstrom. Isolate and contain a fragment of the world's psychic maelstrom itself. Insert information into the world's psychic maelstrom. Open a window into the world's. I think it's going to be open a window into the world's psychic maelstrom.
Awesome. And then post the second part. Character limit.
Expand my horizons.
All right, so on a partial success, you can choose one from that list.
One.
So essentially, it can persist for a while without you maintaining it. It reaches deep into the psychic maelstrom, moves broadly throughout the psychic maelstrom. It is stable and contained.
Okay, I think it's going to be I think I'm gonna do the I think it's gonna because I don't know exactly what the hell it is. We don't know what the hell it is. It could be anything. So I'm gonna do it reaches broadly throughout the world's psychic maelstrom.
All right.
Try to figure out what this thing is, I guess.
Yep. So like you open a window and see this like very like vast landscape, and at this point, like the professor sees the window too and kind of like walks up behind you and is looking through it, and he's like, oh my God, Spaz, how did you do this?
Drugs.
And he kind of reaches his hand past you to kind of put it through the port.
Lots and lots of drugs.
Is it safe?
Probably not. But I've been lucky so far. YOLO.
Questionable. So when you say YOLO, does that mean you're stepping through?
Yep.
Sir, what are you doing?
He's like, oh, okay, well, I guess this is what we're doing now. So he's just gonna go through. He's like, what else could go wrong, honestly? He's like, this is sure.
And the professor is like,
Dodos with candy, cloud, skin.
you look back and you see the professor standing in this. It's like at this point, it's a window to the real world. The professor's standing there, and he's like, I will wait here.
That's fair enough.
Oh, it's like the refrigerator all over again. Let's go. And Spaz just continues.
Get going.
So yeah, y'all are standing on this like vast, flat expanse. And it's a very kind of like metallic ground. It doesn't have quite like a clean sheen, but it's like, it's no longer like rock or grass or anything you're standing on. And you still see the comet in the sky. Still has that kind of like negative, like black to it. And Giggles / Toby are still with you.
What are we looking for exactly in here?
The answer to this vial. I look over at Toby and Giggles. You know what this is? You snorted it up your ass.
Yeah, so Toby says, "Yeah, of course we do." And Giggles is like, "Ha ha ha, and so did you."
You couldn't have told us that in the office, in the living room, whatever we were in.
And in unison, they're like, "Why would we help you?"
I mean,
You
what
murdered
did
us.
I personally listen? I didn't murder you. I had no part in anything. Why can't you at least tell me? You know, I was an innocent bystander. I was affected by this when I didn't want to. I didn't want to be involved. You know.
And Giggles is just laughing at you. And Toby's like, "Murderer. Murderer." That's Spaz.
Spaz just walks on off.
And Giggles is like, "But here we live forever."
So then he did you a favor, didn't he? Right? Now you get to live forever. So you should tell us what's the vial, what it does. If there's like anything we can do to keep seeing you forever, because that's obviously what we want the most in this world.
I think Toby's just like, "Well, the vial brought you here." And Giggles is like, "Yes, and you'll never escape. We'll be friends forever." Baz, are you continuing to ignore them and keep walking?
Yeah, I'm trying to find answers. So.
All right, how exactly are you trying to find answers?
So. I'm looking around, and I think what's around me anyway.
I think right now it's just this kind of flat expanse where the ground has kind of like an unfinished metal texture to it. I think so. I think to the south you see mountains. To the north you see it looks like tall buildings, like very tall buildings, reaching to the sky. To the east, I think to the east you see, maybe it's like water or something.
Spaz remembers that the professor mentioned about the scuba diver guy finding it in water, so he heads in that direction.
Okay. So, after a bit of walking, and sir, are you sticking with Spaz?
Yeah, he'll probably keep like a little bit behind Spaz, and then he'll see if Toby, Giggles, Abomination's following.
Yep. The Toby, Giggle, Abominations are sticking with y'all. And then So Spaz, you make it to this like water, and it looks, it's almost like a beach, except the sand is like kind of a neon pinkish color, and the water is the quote unquote water is almost, it looks kind of oily, but it's like waves are coming up and crashing onto this sort of beach.
Spaz goes for a swim.
Yeah, it feels kind of disgusting. And what's weird though is you feel this kind of like, almost like things crawling on your skin. As you're wading through the water. Like the water itself almost feels like it's...
And what does it exactly feel like? It veins?
Feels like things crawling on your skin.
Things.
Yeah.
In specific things, or just random things, or just, you know, like bug-like kind of things? Or
Yeah,
like
that feeling of like a bug on you, except it's like...
Okay, so Spaz gets this weird idea.
Uh-huh.
And feels that like the water is alive.
Uh-huh.
So Spaz is going to try to talk to it. As I'm using one of my savvy moves, things speak.
Okay.
Whenever you handle or examine something interesting, roll plus weird. On a hit, you can ask the MC questions. So I'm going to talk to the water. That's a good roll. 12.
All right, so I think what happens is like you're wading in this water, and then suddenly, or the little water, this kind of oily substance, and then it kind of just like the whole ocean like quickly drains, and you're kind of standing on kind of ground, kind of a sloping ground, and the remaining like stuff on you kind of like you feel it like crawl off of you, and you look down and you see like it's just like millions of tiny little like almost look like mechanical spider things, and they kind of like almost pull up in front of you, and this like figure that's like it's kind of a blob, you know, starts standing up and forms kind of like a figure in front of you, doing kind of like a people thing, except it's like 4 arms and like a tons of fingers doing this. And it's just kind of looking at you with like eyes.
So I hold up the vial. I need to know some questions. I need to know what this is. I need to know how to fix things if it's broken. If you inhale it, snort it, rub it on you.
It kind of like tilts its head, its fingers rocking in a kind of rhythmic motion. And sorry, what was your specific question? Or what's wrong with this? How might I fix it?
Yeah, there's one of them.
I think it answers is like, there is nothing wrong with us. We are here to do our job. We are doing it well. It is not our fault that you took too much. And it's this kind of like echoey voice. Like it's not even like necessarily coming in from in front of you. You just hear it like echoing.
Okay. So I guess the next part is how might I fix it?
I mean, I think that's the single question is like, what's wrong with this and how might I fix it? I mean, they straight up said like there's nothing wrong with it.
Yeah.
They're working just fine.
Yeah.
There's nothing to fix.
Okay. Okay. So who made this?
And I think you see like some more of this, like to the side, you see the kind of black, like millions of like tiny little spidery thing, like the chemical spidery things, kind of pull up, and you see this kind of scene of like what looks sort of like scientists standing around, which you're pretty sure it's like some kind of lab, and I think you hear it's like, to you, they're the old one. They are the ones who created us. Enhance the connection to another dimension they have discovered. They are long gone. They can no longer take advantage of us. But you're here. You have bridged the gap.
Whoa. So I guess my last question, I mean, a lot of them don't fit, so, but I'm gonna just do it anyway. What has been done most recently with this? I guess what has been done mostly recently with this or to this? Because when I had it, it was in liquid form. So.
No, it was gaseous when you had it.
Oh, was it? Oh, okay.
So remember, it hissed when it broke.
Oh, that's right. It did, didn't it? Yeah.
So I mean, technically, you were the one who most recently.
Yeah, because
but I think that's obviously great. So I think like the scene of the scientist in the lab, like it kind of melts back down, and a new scene kind of melts up from the ground, and you see this person with a briefcase walking through this very high-tech facility, and is like walking through like multiple checkpoints, and it's like they're going deep underground, and they walk into this vault. The vault opens up, and you see them putting the briefcase in there into like a container that's then like chilled to like like near absolute zero kind of thing. And like as they're walking out, you kind of like you notice the signs around the vault are like danger, like high, classified level 4, dangerous material storage, blah, 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 blah. Like, and then the scene melts away again.
So did you see that too?
Sir, you see all of this, and you hear the voice echoing out.
Okay, and he's like, yeah.
Okay.
I don't think I really understand what it means, though.
I kind of do. We gotta go back to the professor and talk to him.
Okay. Is Toby coming with us?
I think Toby/Giggles, like they follow you around and they kind of taunt you. But when you ask, like if they're coming back with you, and it's like, No, we're here. We're here forever now, and soon you will be here.
Okay, well, before we leave them, I'm going to ask. I don't think they're going to answer, but I don't know if I can seduce or manipulate them to answer. I want to be like, how did you know about these vials?
So are you specifically, trying to? I mean, essentially, you're.
I want to see if I can goad them, maybe. Like try trick them into telling me how they knew about the vials, because I don't think they'll just tell me straight up.
What are you using to goad them?
I think I'm just gonna be like, well, I didn't even really think you had the intelligence or like the thing to like find these vials. Like, isn't that kind of weird that you would find them? Like, if someone must have told you, right? Like, there's no way you could find all this information on your own, right? Like.
Go ahead and give me a manipulate, a plus hot.
Uh, 11 plus 2.
Yeah, I think Toby is like the one who's like, wait, what do you mean I'm not smart enough? And it's funny is like, you kind of gather that like Giggles is kind of laughing at Toby. Like Giggles realizes like, oh, you're just like, bruising his ego to get him to spill the beans, but Toby like just totally falls for it. And Toby's like, what do you mean I'm not intelligent enough? I found it on my own. It totally wasn't my something I saw it in my dreams. They were my dreams. This oily being came and spoke to me, but it was my dream. It was my mind. I just knew it. I knew it. I knew where to find it. I knew it would let me see into this other world. I totally figured out all these things on my own.
Is he like a descendant of a scientist, or was he just on some weird like drugs? Like what?
So basically, I think what you gather is that like Toby is basically telling you he saw something in his dreams, but like what he's describing is like very similar to what Spaz was talking to.
Yeah, so what we just saw. Huh.
Yeah. So something from beyond told Toby where to find it.
Okay, well, that's all the info I really needed. So it's just like, okay, well, thank you. I mean, no, you didn't tell me anything useful at all, right? Yeah. Well, it was nice hanging out with you guys, but I honestly hope I don't see you once we leave here.
Toby's like, just get out of here. And Giggles is like, see you soon. So the two of y'all walk back to this opening, this portal that Spaz created, and Professor's there waiting for y'all.
So, Professor?
Yes, Spaz?
So, lots of stuff. Created by the old ones, scientists, peoples, was locked in a vault safe thing. There was these little robot spiders that talked to us. Said that they came from another world, and so I'm thinking we're infected with those tiny little spiders.
Yeah, because Toby said that he knew about them because they came to him in his dreams, like something was talking to him. I don't really know much about the past. I don't know if we have gods? I don't think so, right?
I don't have gods.
I mean, the only gods I got is, and he holds up a bottle of drugs.
It is interesting that I was examining some of the gas from Toby's canister, and I was expecting the chemical compound, or perhaps say an organism. However, I do not see either. They're almost like tiny machines on the size of a microbe. is
So,
interesting.
can we shut him down? 'Cause I have an idea.
Oh. Oh.
So I built this machine back at my lab.
Uh-huh.
It invokes, it uses lightning.
Interesting. And what would lightning have to do?
Well, you know how, lightning hits mechanical things and fries it and, shuts it down. So I figure, we could alter it or do something to it, hook us up to the machine, let the lightning happen, then it hits us and it fries the machines within.
But
could also
what if that
fry
hurts
you.
us, Baz? I don't. Maybe we should try and test it on something first. That's not ourselves.
Okay, I'll go first.
As much as I trust you, I don't. Oh, well.
What? YOLO?
Do we have I don't know. They're robotic, right? Metal. Is there any way we can scan, use a metal detector on ourselves and scan for one to see where they are? If there's actually one in us? Maybe locate them first before we.
I
do anything invasive.
Well, I am not that kind of doctor. I do have some equipment, though I personally am not able to do that. Baz, I don't know if you're able to.
Things get weird back in the shop, and I pretty much prepare myself, so.
Anyway, speaking of repairing yourself, you are not in great condition, Baz.
Yeah.
Neither is Sir, but not as bad as Baz. What do y'all do?
So I think we should probably go back to my shop.
I mean, yeah, I do suppose so. Still a little iffy about your plan, but I guess we gotta try it for. Wait, what happened to that scuba diver? Wouldn't he be weird too?
If they were not infected, I don't know why. In fact, I saw them about half a week ago. They seemed okay. Not complaining of being hallucinating.
So they live in the gas, not the water, but they're also in the water. Okay, sure. We'll figure this back out, I guess, at your house or at your shop, Spaz.
Yeah, let's go.
All right. Y'all are heading to the blocks, and I think we should cut over to Escalade. Escalade pulls up to the farm where Scarlet's Raiders, his old gang, have been currently hiding out, and yeah. Escalade, you are warmly greeted by the gang. Ah, Escalade! I didn't think you had it in you. I thought the city, took out, took your edge off.
Funny. You underestimated me, that's what happened.
Ah, well. For once, it's a good underestimation.
I guess.
Feel good to be raiding again? Not just be raiding, hitting a big fish like the blocks. Man, that's going to be a story for the ages.
For you, at least. It was alright. I mean, a lot of dead people, that's for sure. I was curious. I saw some dead raiders in there, and they weren't yours. Who were they?
Yeah, I just put a little word out. big fish was on the block. My idea. Gotta admit, it was a pretty good one.
Yeah, I was just surprised. I thought that you guys were all like at each other's throats.
I mean, normally there's a lot of territorial competition, but yeah, I kind of saw like north entrance, west entrance, east entrance. Those are kind of different territories. I thought I'd put a little word out, get a little extra helping hand, a little mutual benefit. Good thing.
Good. Will you mind having Jerry splice this car with my car so that way I can use it again?
I mean, I figure a little favor to a friend, an old pal. It's always good. Yeah. Jerry's like, yeah, I could do that. Heads up to the...
So, talking about favors, I figure you would get a kick out of this. And now he's gonna pull out Toby's cane, like, out of his, like, back. He took it before they ran off. Here you go. You can show it to people, and if anything, brag about it.
Holy shit! I mean, I heard some rumors that Toby got murked, but
yeah, I told you it was personal.
Damn. This really like I don't know if we're ever gonna top this one. This is like
maybe that's one of the reasons I was here, actually.
Well, thank you. That's a nice gift.
Your little raider group, they killed somebody important to a friend of mine, and I figure I go repay the favor.
Killed somebody important to a friend of yours.
Well, let's just say that if you can point me the way, then I can take care of some competition for you.
Wait, are you threatening me?
No, I said I can take care of some competition for you. I didn't say I would take care of you. I mean, unless that's what you want.
No, of course not. But I'm just saying, when you come in here and you're talking about accusing me of killing a friend of a friend.
No, not you. I said the other raider group. They killed a friend of a friend. So, just eye for an eye type of thing. Don't worry, me and you are good. I if anything, I owe you.
Yeah, well, I just put a word out. We did our job on the north side of the city. We didn't see any other raiders coming in on that end. The other raider groups, they would have come from the east.
Well, I would tell her what they look like, and I would just say, well, if you can keep an eye out and just, if you find any information, let me know. I got a few other things to do, but whenever things are done, I'll come back like I promised.
Huh? Yeah. It's a pretty nasty gang. If what you're describing is right. I hear the rumors that they're cannibals, but honestly, I think it's kind of it's their own PR, but they're nasty for sure.
Oh, that's true. Then I'd be doing everybody a favor. Then.
Yeah, they call themselves Death's Door, because that's what you're facing when you square up against them.
It's a little cliche.
Well, sometimes cliches are a cliche for a reason.
True. You don't happen to have that trunk in there with my old armor, do you?
Yeah, it's where I kept that old tank of yours? There's a chest up there.
He's gonna go up to her and like give her a hug and give her like a kiss on the cheek. He's like, I knew I was like you for a reason, and just gonna walk and get his armor.
Yeah, I think you get kind of like she doesn't quite hug you back. It's just kind of a confused, like she doesn't know how to respond.
It's okay.
Yeah. So you go up and you find your old gear.
It probably looks like shit from all their battles and stuff, but he's probably surprised it's still in one piece.
Yeah,
And,
it's probably like very dusty and
yeah, so he would wear that and probably weapon wise. Let me see what his whole weapon would be. Guess like a rifle or something. But yeah, he would just after that just wait to see if Jerry would fix the Escalade for him so he can start using it again and head back to the aviary.
okay. So Amelia, you see Escalade driving up. Good.
I think by the time Escalade has come back, Amelia has like cleaned herself off, she's showered and everything, and she's actually outside waiting for him to come back.
Oh shit, I don't know, this is good.
And immediately doesn't even let you turn the car off, gets in the car, go to the woods now.
Okay. Just so the woods were off.
And I think Amelia kind of leads him turn by turn into a certain area that not a lot of people frequent. And she's going to get out and see if the vehicle she escaped, the tower where she used to live with the collector, is still there.
Yeah, I think you find like it's an old building. It's kind of like covered in vines and overgrowth. Still there.
And she's just kind of gonna pull the tarp off of this hovering, well, not currently, vehicle that she used to escape and come down from the floating city. And pull a little bag off of the side of it and immediately walk off and start changing clothes into something more white and pristine that the Silver typically wear.
So yeah, I think like sounds like this has been sitting like out in the elements for a while. So it's not as nice looking as it would have been.
It's been sitting in a bag.
Yeah. So what do these clothes look like?
I think it's just kind of it's what the collector had her wear I think in her teenage years, which is just kind of white dress with floral embellishments on it, with silver vines going from her waist across her chest and through her shoulder, of just vines interlocking. And on the back, I think that there would be wings.
Are they kind of substantial, or are they more like...
They're just subtle, embroidered.
I see. Okay.
I think the collector made the outfit specifically catch the eye.
Uh-huh.
And then I'm going up. If you want to come with me, I want to see what's up there.
Wait, say that one more time? What do you mean by going up?
We're going up before it comes crashing down. Do you want to come?
Yeah. I mean, nobody ever goes up there. Sure. How the hell are we heading up there?
She gestures at like the heap of some sort of vehicle that looks similar to the one Roland was on, but obviously older, like an older generation of it. But still more advanced than what we have on the ground.
Cool.
Yeah, I think what you see is it looks like almost like a capsule that has like a single door, and it's currently like overgrown with like vines and stuff, but kind of if you hack through some of that, yeah, you get a better picture, Escalade, of what she's talking about.
Can I drive it?
Do you know how to drive it?
I'm an expert. I'll figure it out.
Fuck it. Yeah, sure, you can drive it.
So he's definitely gonna take his knife and just get all the spines off.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
you basically cut out this capsule from the many years of like growth around it. You open the door and you get inside, and it looks, at least your immediate impression is that this is pretty incomprehensible. It looks like nothing you've highlighted before.
Does not give a fuck. There's buttons. I push buttons, and hopefully I figure
Amelia
shit
is
out.
like smacking his hand when he goes towards the wrong button.
So yeah, I think like you're like he's pressing random stuff, and you're like no, and you flip like a power switch first, and I think the console kind of lights up, and there's like an internal overhead light in the capsule that comes on, and I think in particular this is like a 2-seater because it was just for you and the collector.
Mm-hmm.
And then yeah. What do you?
I think Amelia would reach over and specifically hit the button that causes it to hover off the ground. So Escalade would feel a little off balance, not used to floating.
This is
So yeah,
cool.
you hit that button, and you hear kind of a whirring, powering up sound. But then the internal lights start to like flicker and dim, and then you kind of hear it powering down.
Fuck.
I didn't do it. We're gonna need spaz, huh?
Question.
Yep.
Could I bone field my way into making this work to get us up there?
No.
No, okay,
There's
because he's with
no
me.
current active scene.
Okay, that's fair. I'm gonna get out, and just because it's been a while, but used to this type of technology, at least from when I was younger, see if I can figure out what I need to do. So I'm trying to think if there's a certain move I could do to like fix it, but I'm not a savvy head or anything.
Right. So the obvious, like what is immediately obvious to you is that like either there's a lack of power, or like there's something else going on where the existing power not like reaching the engine, or there's like a short or like something like that.
Amelia's just kind of like mumbling under her breath. It turned on so it could generate power. And I think she's just like moving wires around and trying to fix it. Not really knowing what she's doing, but kind of getting a feel for it. Like she's seen it done. She's trying to mimic it.
Uh-huh. I mean, this all sounds like you're acting under fire.
Yeah.
Or the fire is you don't want to cause damage
Break
to
it.
it.
Yeah. And I think someone said a +1 from chat.
I believe so. Yes.
Okay. We're gonna use that one instead of my other one. That'll make it an 11. I rolled 2 5s.
All right.
Thank you.
I
the
think you're
plus
able to discover that it's like a pretty simple. The battery is still charged. They're still holding a charge, and there's just like a short in one of the wires, so you're able to like rewire it just to get it going. Yeah. So, Escalade, have you been inside the craft this whole time?
No, he got out and just watched her do her thing.
Yeah, and I think like once Amelia like gets the wire hooked up, like it kind of sparks a bit, and you see the craft like lifts off the ground like half a foot.
Oh shit! And he would like, ciao.
And she's going to get in. Now sitting in specifically in the driver's seat. All right, get in.
That's fine. I'll ride it.
So yeah, with Amelia in the driver's seat, y'all you fly your way up to the Silver Tower. When you make your approach, you notice so there's kind of an obvious like docking bay on the side of this tower, and as you're approaching, you notice like there's a pair of like very large cannons linking either side, but they're just kind of limply.
They're what?
Hanging limply.
Oh, like inactive.
Inactive, yes.
Okay. And specifically, I went to the collector's tower. Is where I was heading.
There's only one floating. I thought you were going to the Silver Tower. There's one floating tower in the sky.
Yes, going to the Silver Tower. You know what? Yeah, we're going there.
All right. and additionally, like once you notice the guns hanging limply, you also notice that one of the engines around the base of the tower is missing.
That's not good.
Yep, and I'm going to like park on the parking dock.
Yep. You float in through the loading bay, and yeah, gently set yourself down.
I'm
You're
gonna
gonna die.
just relax.
Just in case I die, my real name's Carlos. Just letting you know. Don't tell anybody.
Your name is Carlos? Okay, well, in case I die, I was born up here. Not born, I was created. I was an experiment.
Okay, nice to meet you.
Well, nice to meet you. I was the only successful of a batch of frozen embryos from the old world.
Okay.
And then I was my grandfather, I don't know what to call him. I'm not related to the man, to be honest. He was supposed to create me and then give me to the Silvered, and he kept me, and then I was stuck in a fucking museum for like half my life until I came down.
That's a lot. I think I need a little time to process, so why don't we do what we came to do and we go from there, okay?
Okay. And I'm not walking out in the open. I'm kind of slinking around to see if I see people walking about, freaking out because of the Silver Tower.
You do not see anybody in the loading bay.
I definitely would like go in deeper.
All right. So you are slinking about. I think you are playing the mouse.
Okay.
So I think you should roll plus cool, so you are not found.
Great. I have no pluses to that. That's an 8.
All right. On a partial success, your hunter catches you out, but only after you've led them to a place of your choosing. Say where.
So this is just so I like have it in my head. It is not the main like floating city. It's just like a kind of like a guard tower almost. Or is this like the main area?
Yeah, so it's a single kind of floating city. That's like a large tower.
It's like a pillar with levels.
Yeah. And the sort of loading area is one of the lower levels, kind of around near the base.
So could I have led them to the museum where the collector lived and kept his items?
I think that is totally possible.
Whoever's following me, I led them there.
And I think maybe Escalade, are you following Amelia?
If I get some type of hint of what she's doing, I'm gonna try to get to a position so when the person comes, I can just stick my gun in the back of their head and we can question them.
I think based on Amelia's role is like the quote unquote hunter can be led somewhere, but y'all get caught.
I gotcha. Well, I mean, if we get caught, we get caught. I mean, I'm still gonna point my gun at them once we get there. So
yeah, and so like I think you get you make it all the way to this museum that was the collector's, and Escalade, you kind of like once you like turn into this room, you kind of like pull to the side to try to flank whoever is coming through, and the two of you see it's this kind of like floating robot, and Amelia, you just hear this. Oh, Amelia, greetings. It has been a long time since you have been here. What is the occasion?
So I know this is just like a robot. It's not like the AI version of the collector's brain that's been put into a robot. It's an actual robot, or?
Yeah, no. You know this is a robot. You know they're kind of like multi-purpose servants, guards. Like they kind of do everything.
Got it. I just kind of like approach it. I need information on the city's status, the tower's status.
1 second. Unfortunately, Amelia, I cannot answer your question. The central core is not responding. It has been 10 years, 9 months, 12 days, 3 hours, 14 minutes, and 37 seconds since I have last been able to contact the central computer.
Understood.
Amelia, I do have to warn you, there was another unauthorized personnel here in the tower. They were following you.
I'm gonna point to Escalade. Them?
Oh, yes. I see you have found them. Good job.
It's a fucking robot.
They
Yes, I am.
carry
as you
my
said,
bags.
A fucking robot.
They are my new assistants.
What she said.
New assistant. What may I call you?
Escalade?
Escalade. Searching database. Ah, yes. Escalade, an old type of vehicle used by the old ones. Interesting name.
Yeah.
I require the books left for me by the collector that he left for after his passing.
Ah, yes. You are the second person to ask about the professor's diaries. and the past month. Unfortunately, the other person had taken them.
Roland.
Yes, Roland. Roland was due to check in a few days ago, but he has not yet.
Where was he to check in at?
In, well, here, the tower.
Roland has expired.
Oh, I am sorry to hear that.
He was crushed by a part of falling debris from the tower.
Oh dear. That sounds very, very, very bad.
Could you tell me where his things are?
Roland's room is 2 levels down. Section B, we're 14.
Could you find clothes for my assistant and myself?
Yes, 1 second. And the robot.
And I'm immediately going into the collector's office and looking for anything that's been hidden. Any of his old works, stuff that he would not have left out to easily be found by Roland or a robot. Secret compartments.
Sure. Give. And this sounds like acting under fire, where fire here is, I mean, it's probably getting caught again. But yeah.
So it's
plus cool.
Which is no pluses. Oh boy, that's a 6.
Ooh.
Amelia's rolling bad this game.
So I think, yeah, you are rifling around through his desk, around his office, and you end up finding or accidentally hitting a button on his desk, and a compartment opens up behind you, and you notice a small book, and you pull it out and you start opening it and flipping through it, and you hear a voice, like a human voice behind you, and it's like, "What are you doing here?"
Do I recognize
And you? You are not silvered ones.
Do I recognize the voice?
Trying to think if you do. You recognize it as Father Jacobs, who is at the time a younger kind of contemporary of the collector, but he's still probably in his mid-50s. So not exactly a spring chicken. Oh, my God, Amelia, that really is you, isn't it? I heard that robot chattering about Amelia being back, and apparently you had a friend.
An assistant.
An assistant. I am so sure. Anyway, someone like you should know there should be no intruders in the tower. And Roland has been missing.
Roland is dead.
By your hand?
No, actually, to be fully honest, it kind of freaked me out. I was talking to him and he got crushed by something that fell from the tower, which is why I'm here with my assistant, who is to watch over me. I am trying to, I don't know, figure shit out. See if grandfather left something about the city powering down, generators failing, because I've created a home and I don't want to see it crushed like Roland was.
And he sees the book you're holding and takes it from you.
Oh, he's gonna have to try. I will inflict harm if he tries.
He's taken the book from you, but you can you have the opportunity to act back.
I'm gonna snatch it back.
I think so essentially you are going, I think this is going to be going aggro on him.
Mm-hmm.
So you're trying to, use violence to take the book away.
Got it. Is that specifically violence? Yep, that's hard.
Hard is,
12.
12. So yeah, this is kind of like one thing you kind of remember after seeing Father Jacobs is that most of the Silvered are actually pretty soft at the end of the day, despite their technology, because there's really no one here to kind of question like their authority, and they don't they kind of see like violence as like beneath them and something that's kind of taken care of by their like robotic servants and technology and such. So like, yeah, he like briefly like struggles to maintain his grip on the book, but you like easily wrest it away from him. And he's like, you hear him start like screeching like guards, as he like.
Oh, he ran off then.
Not especially quickly though.
Thank you so much, guys, for joining us for yet another XP Guild show. If you are enjoying this, please do us a favor, click like, subscribe, hit the bell notification if you want to be notified when our next show goes live. Feel free to drop us a comment. We'd love to hear from you guys, hear your thoughts on the show, or anything else you want to talk about. I'd like to take a quick moment to say thank you to our friends over at Hero Forge, a Sky Castle LLC product. We are not sponsored by them, but if you're looking for great custom miniatures, check out HeroForge.com. They've been so kind to let us use their art, as many of the miniatures and artwork that we use come from their website with their permission. However, they have not reviewed our content, and so what we do does not necessarily represent their views or beliefs. Again, thank you to Hero Forge. Now, let's get back to the show.
All right, welcome everybody back to Apocalypse World miniseries session 5. And when we left off, we were seeing what Escalade and Amelia are up to in the Silver Tower. But I think we should check back in on Spaz and Sir and see what they're up to. So, Spaz, I know you said you wanted to head back to the blocks.
Yeah.
And Sir, are you heading with Spaz?
Yep.
So, again, you kind of you strangely have a quiet trip back to the blocks. However, when you get to the blocks, you notice that the entrance is very heavily guarded. So normally, so you're probably approaching from the north. So it's a foot entrance, but it's like they've pretty much sealed up that entrance. There's still a door, but it's like much dirtier than the previous.
I'm like not like good at doing this kind of shit.
Did we leave out this door?
I left out many doors. I don't know. I just come and go. I'm not too sure where I'm at, honestly, right now.
Oh, okay, because to the GM, did we leave out this door? Was it heavily guarded when we left? Like, how long has it been?
You probably left prior to the assault on the blocks, and at that time, this was not there. It was kind of a normal entrance, kind of like maybe double file wide, people walking in and out. There were guards, but it wasn't like quite like this, where it's like more like a vault than a city entrance.
Do I recognize any of these guards?
You probably see a few guards like 3 stories above you, and you hear from the door, what is your business here?
Yeah, hello. My name is Sir. I own, run an establishment in the block. So I was just returning from a visit to a friend of mine who was helping me with a problem I was having. Are we allowed back in now, or?
And who's your friend?
This is my friend Spaz. He also owns the business/house here.
I live here.
Yes.
So you hear some chatter, and there's some very large bolts locking, and the door opens.
Yep, just gonna walk on through.
Yeah. So you walk on in, and it's another chamber with a chamber with a similar door on the other side. Spaz, do you walk in too?
I look around, eyeball it, see Sir walk in. Yeah, just follow.
All right. So you walk in, and the door closes up behind you, and up. And it looks like one of those kind of like 2-way mirrors, where you see yourself, but you hear from the other side that the name is Sir. Is that your full name?
Yes.
And the name of your establishment?
I haven't decided another name for that yet.
I like how it's episode 5 and it's still happening.
It's never come up before. It's never been an issue before. So it's just like an establishment.
You can just, I don't know, like
Citrus passion.
The passion, okay. And you hear this, I've never heard of that before, and then you hear this. Oh. How was I never invited?
Yeah, well, you might have to ask your friends that one.
And where were you during the attack on the blocks?
I was out at the pits visiting someone for an issue I was having. That I just arrived back now. Yeah, I didn't even. Well, I guess I heard a bit of a commotion, but I wasn't sure what actually happened. Is everyone okay?
Well, you'll see for yourself. The other one. That Spaz is your name?
Yeah.
What kind of name is Spaz?
Kind that does a lot of drugs.
Okay. And you said you had a business?
Yeah, I repair shit.
Oh, you sure could do something like that around here right now. Well, where were you during the attack?
And I just point to Sir.
Yeah, he was with me. The person I met was a contact of his who he said would be the best option. So he guided me there.
I feel like both of you are lying. So I think that probably the best way to do this is obviously Sir is doing the talking. So we could treat this like a manipulate with a Spaz trying to help. But first, I think we should have. So first, assuming Spaz, you're trying to help Sir with this.
Yeah, I mean as best as can.
Okay, because you can help somebody by rolling your plus hex with them. And it's basically full success is a +2, partial is a +1, and then of course on a miss be prepared for the worst.
So I got a +0 with Sir.
Alright. Or you could just let Sir doing the talking up to?
Yeah, just let Sir do the talking.
Right.
And Sir officially has a +1 from Shadow Soldier PR. If Sir wishes to take that. Does Sir wish to take that?
Probably.
Okay,
What am I rolling?
You're rolling plus hot.
Oh. Okay. But yeah, that's a 9 + 1, so 10.
All right. Yeah. So the guard says, "Oh, I guess it's your lucky day, Spaz. You kind of matched a description of somebody who was here during the attack. Part of the attack, but I guess if you were here, it wasn't you, obviously. So
people say I have a noble face. So I've been mistaken for other people often.
I think it's more that there's a lot of other people who do a lot of drugs that kind of look and act like you, but yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Noble face. We'll go with noble face, you know?
Okay.
Yeah, maybe you should change your look up. You know, you don't want to draw attention to yourself and be mistaken for somebody else.
Oh,
I've
yeah.
been trying to keep him a makeover for a while, but he absolutely refuses to let me clean him up. But you know, maybe now I can do it.
In a bit, we're gonna look simply electrifying.
Yeah.
Oh, are you going to Passion tonight?
Probably.
And you hear the door entering the city unbolt open.
All right. Have a good day, boys and girls, ladies, gentlemen. We'll, good work today. We'll hopefully see you around at Passions. Just make sure you know the right people, and you should be able to find us.
Yep. Good day to you. And yeah, y'all walk out into the city. As you're walking through the city, you see people. There are no bodies in the street, but people are still kind of like repairing doors and cleaning up and such. And you also see signs posted asking for volunteers for a citizens militia. As y'all are walking through the streets.
Do I see anybody that I hit with the vomit cannon?
Quite possibly. You definitely see one of the houses you shot. And you see somebody there who's washing the outside of their building.
So that fucker deserved it.
Okay, we're just walking. We're not talking, Spaz. We got stuff to do, remember?
Oh yeah, that's right. Toaster ovens to fix.
Yeah. Toaster in the bathtub. Let's go.
Yeah.
And as you walk past saying this, you see the person turns and looks from where you were walking from, and is kind of looking around and then shrugs their shoulders. Are y'all headed to Spaz?
Yep.
I would be.
Yep. Y'all make your way there. Open your door and you walk inside.
Yep, I deactivate the mini traps.
So, what are you doing, Spaz?
I am going to start immediately hooking up the machine and tweaking it in such a way that, that maybe it doesn't give such a high dose of electricity that it will fry us to a crispy critter of doom.
Okay.
So,
what does Sir think of this? Now that you actually see the contraption.
He was already I'm not sure about this, but now he's definitely I really don't think this is a good idea. But he was what, Spaz said he's gonna go first, but so maybe Maybe I should like see if the professor's on like speed dial in case something goes horribly, horribly wrong.
And what do you see, or what does Spaz do in response to Sir's reticence?
What now?
What does Spaz do in response? Like, you see Sir, like, obviously reticent to put himself up to this thing.
Oh, yeah. Well, I look over at the Sir and say, don't worry. Here, drink this. Just don't drink it too fast. You'll get the shits.
Yeah, I don't think I want to drink this. What is this, oil? Like, it kind of looks like oil.
No, it's fine.
I'm gonna sniff it. What does it smell like?
It smells, it's got a very cinnamony smell to it. You almost pick up a hint of pumpkin spice.
He's gonna tentatively just take a tiny little sip. Is it poisonous? Does it taste bad? Does it taste good?
That is up to, I guess, our master of ceremonies.
I think it's up to you, Spaz. What does it taste like?
So it's not exactly the hot shits. It's the hot shits in fall. So
instead of red hots, it's
pumpkin spice. Yeah.
So yeah, I guess it depends on like what Sir's thoughts of pumpkin spice are.
He's not opposed to it. He'll drink tiny sips every now and then, but he's a little hesitant to drink too much what Spaz gives him because he's like, I don't know what drugs he might have mixed into this, and I'm trying to avoid a lot of drugs for now until I get everything sorted.
So it's a combination of it will mellow you out but make you aware of everything. So
he's just gonna sip it slowly as he watches you work, but he's like, you're getting in this first, right? Like I refuse to do this until I know it's actually the safe people.
I always test my shit out first.
You have a radio, right? Where's that located? What's the professor's number? Just in case,
It's over there.
Okay. She's gonna go walk over, grab the radio, bring it towards where they are, just so it's right there.
So Spaz, are you like waiting for another thunderstorm, or do you have some sort of...
So I might have rigged something up, is what I'm thinking. That would have like not only charged Roland's a little doohinky, but I would have probably had my own ideas of this whole battery thing. And so I might have had built in the process because it was several days when I built this machine. So I'm thinking maybe at some point in some time, I did my own little experimentations with, making stuff. So I need to make a roll for it. I will. So.
I think we'll wait on the rolling.
Okay.
I feel like Spaz, you pull back a curtain, or like you have some sort of like it was a bookcase, but it's on your roof. But you'd like throw in a tarp or something over it, and you kind of just have this like wall of like all kinds of mismatched batteries. Like some of them are car batteries, some of them are like smaller batteries for various devices. Like some of them are like ones you've built yourself.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, all hooked up together in this like full case of.
I think at one point in one moment, if Sir's looking, she'll see this little critter wink back at her, and all in all, it's a Furby that's wired in to the whole lot.
And I think it's like one eye is like permanently shut, and it's the other eye that's like opening and closing to wink.
So it's just kind of like, how cute. As he kind of just walks away, so he's not like an eye contact with it. He's like, yeah, no.
But I think like what like before you turn away, like when you like look at it instead of like kind of seeing it wink out of the corner of your eye, you notice like the one eye is just permanently stuck open and the other is permanently shut.
He's gonna drink a little more. The drink. He's like, nope, not for me.
The irony though is like as you drink that, it just like makes you more aware of everything around you. But Spaz,
Yeah.
you got this device set up, bank of batteries.
So all right, we're good to go. I need some help though.
And at this point, both of you hear Toby say, "You know this isn't gonna work." And then Giggles is like, "Yeah, but the light show will be spectacular."
You two fools are back. I thought you said you were stuck in the other place. I thought that was your home now. Why are you back here? I thought we were done with you.
And Toby says, "Oh, we are still stuck here. It's you who has 1 foot on one side and 1 foot on the other."
Great. Cool.
But sorry, didn't mean to interrupt. Go ahead. It'll be entertaining.
Yeah, I'm sure you didn't mean to interrupt. He probably can't, but he wants to go see if he can just like smack him.
Yeah, I think what happens is you go over and you smack Toby's face, and suddenly you're staring down Giggles, who is just laughing at you.
Well, a little less satisfying than I thought it would be, but you know what? I gotta hit him once. I guess it's fine. And he's just going to purposely ignore Toby and Giggles and pretend they're not a thing.
Right. You go over and help Spaz?
Yeah, to the best of my abilities.
And Spaz, what is helping? What does helping look like or mean?
Okay, you probably need to strap me down this way and that way and restrain me so I won't my body won't start jumping off the table and I fall on the ground, and that would be kind of useless. So we just need to do that. And I probably need
that department, so that's no problem.
And I probably need to take that leather thing and put it in my mouth so I won't bite the shit out of my tongue and bleed to death.
Okay,
yeah.
Gag too, gotcha.
But before you do, so you're gonna pull those 3 levers, but one at a time, not all at once.
Okay.
So first one you pull down and then it starts it up, and the second one things happen, and if I'm not smoking, pull the third one.
Okay, right. So left to right. You don't put these in a weird order. It's just 1, 2, 3, like they're labeled.
Yeah, no, it's one. Yeah, it's yeah.
Yeah. Okay, cool. What could possibly go wrong? As Sir is just like restraining him, but he does it so fast because he's just like, yeah, I'm used to this.
He's like the part that you're an expert at.
Yeah, exactly. He's like, I got this part now. This is comfortable. This is fine. He's just like, are you sure you want like leather? I mean, like I can go get you a different like thing to bite down on, No,
I may fry my mouth if I bite down on anything else, or it may infuse to my face.
Do you want? I guess that's fair. Okay. Hey, are you sure that was all the instructions? There's nothing else I need to know. Nothing else important.
Oh yeah. You see that clear glass shield over there?
Yeah.
Well, you're supposed to stand behind it, but the thing is useless. I watched it on a old reel that they proved that was garbage, but you can stand behind it if you'd like.
Okay. Alrighty.
Oh, yeah, and take off your jewelry, too.
So just takes out his piercings and his ears and his nose and his belly button. He's like, fine.
3 hours later.
Yeah, he just takes them out, puts them like a little on like a table or something, and a like little thing that looked like, and he's just like, okay, this is going in your mouth now. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay. Puts the thing in his mouth for him to bite down on. He's gonna make his way over to the switches.
All right. Pull switch number 1.
Yep. Pulling number 1.
You hear. Sounds like the device is powering up.
Okay, he's like waiting, looking at Spaz. He's just like has hand on lever 2, and he's just looking at Spaz like, you cannot or something.
I'm tied down, so I kind of give the blinky eyeball thing.
Okay, he's just gonna pull lever number 2.
All right. A jolt shoots through Spaz, and you see him spasming.
Not smoking, so we're going for number 3, I guess.
All right, you hit number 3. Spaz, take 1 harm.
Okay.
Make a harm roll. So roll +1.
Roll what now? A hard
+1.
+1?
Yep.
Okay. So even if I use the thing in Twitch, it still won't matter.
What'd you roll?
So did you count the +1 from Twitch? Or did you
not
just
for this
automatically
roll.
give me the +1?
No, not that won't count for this roll. You
What
don't
now?
want that to count for this. You don't want that to count for this.
Oh, I don't want it to be high, is what you're saying.
No.
Okay, good. Well,
This is like
woo-hoo-hoo.
the one time you want the roll to be low.
Okay, so so you said harm or hard?
Harm. So +1.
Plus
you
1.
suffered 1 harm.
Harm. Oh, yep. Okay.
Roll the +1.
I rolled 5.
Good. Yeah. Nothing else happens other than feel a little. So yeah, you take a +1 harm, but suffer no other ill effect. And yeah. So, sir, I guess you walk over and take the gag out of his mouth.
Yeah.
Whoa! That was invigorating.
But something does happen, Spaz. So
Okay.
your colors are back to normal. No
Uh-huh.
longer see the comet, and perhaps most importantly, you're neither Toby nor Giggles.
Oh,
Sir,
that worked.
but you hear Toby go, "What? Where did he go? What did you do with him?"
Nope. Spaz.
Yeah.
I think did it work? Do you see them?
I don't see anything.
Yeah, they don't
Well-
seem to see you either.
Minus the pink elephant that ran by, but that's some other drug. So,
You're right. I feel like you really should have tried to be clean for this to make sure, but this, that's pretty on brand for you actually. So, a lot of pink animals in your hallucinations.
yeah. Don't know why either.
Okay.
Your turn.
So Spaz, once you're unhooked from the chair, and you try to get up, you kind of stumble to one knee. You're very weak, and
Oh.
you know you've suffered a lot of harm. Just
I
just
think
that
I'm
one.
beat to shit, and the drums are wearing off.
Yes, you seem a little. I mean, getting electrocuted is definitely. Well, at least with this much electricity, it's not. It's not very
Well,
fun for anyone.
I
Should
kind of
we-
got
I feel like we
other.
should wait for another
I got-
person.
Yeah, I got shot at too. So Yeah, maybe give me a minute or two.
Yeah, I think maybe like a day, honestly, might be better. Or like just wait for Escalade or someone to come. Well,
Oh, yeah.
They probably, no, maybe not Escalade. I feel like that's actually probably a bad idea. Right?
Okay.
He was probably very visibly seen.
Man, yeah. No, if you're cool with chilling for a bit, we can like, rest up and
Yeah, we'll let you rest up first.
Maybe.
Rest up, sober up, and then maybe we'll let you go. Or maybe we can like get Brewster or someone in here as well. Literally anyone else that can come help.
No, I really don't want anybody else in my place.
Okay, then we'll wait till you're at 100%.
Yeah, maybe we should sew up this bleeding hole right here too. I mean, it might help a little.
Well, okay, we can try. I'm not a doctor, but yeah, sure.
I mean, stuff's starting to kind of hurt. Maybe actually go get me a drink. That may help. You gonna finish that?
It's all yours. You can have the rest of it.
Yeah,
Still half full.
And I take it and I shake it and okay, pumpkin spice. Okay, let's see here. Oh yeah, and I dig in my thing and I said watermelon, counteract that, and stir that around. All right, so this should knock the shit out of me. I may want to put on a diaper. All right.
I'm not helping you with that one. That's not one of my things.
Okay. Yeah, I'll be right back. And
okay. Yep.
Baz comes back a little cleaner, hopefully.
All right, here we go.
They're getting in the chair.
Baz, are you good? I think you should take maybe an hour. I feel like an hour would maybe be better.
Oh, well, as I'm chugging, all right, wow, well, I don't, okay. Got the diaper on, chug the drink. I see you in about 8, and I just pass out.
If he fell on the floor, Sir's just gonna try and pick him up and put him on the couch and cover him with a blanket or something. And he's just gonna, I guess, sit around and wait. Just kind of patting Spaz's head. He's there, patting his back or something. He made sure he's on his side in case he vomits something.
How long is Spaz out for?
Probably 6 to 8 hours, depending on the drugs that are mixed in the tub.
Right.
I also get the shits too, so because I chugged it. So.
Okay.
But I'm well padded, so
Yeah. Okay. Well, sir, I think your options are you go find Brewster to help you through this, or
No, he's gonna respect what Spaz says about not anyone else in his shop. He might take the keys or whatever that Spaz has to get back in the shop, and he might leave, go back to his establishment for a bit, check on things, and then come back in a couple of hours.
all right.
Yes.
Just stepped out. Yeah, I think I would like to close out on and Escalade, but yeah, you head back to your club and basically while you've been gone, yeah, Brewster and King have kind of going, though they tell you that it hasn't really been a bopping club for the past week or so. It's been more of people had taken refuge. Establishment.
Yeah, that's fine. That's what he kind of expected, and he was fine with. So he's like, yeah, that's That's great. Okay.
And I think we're going to cut over to Amelia and Escalade. They are sitting at the collector's desk, flipping through his diary, or this hidden diary that wasn't basically sent to the archives after his death. And it seems like this is like where he kind of kept a lot of his more like a lot of thoughts he had that he didn't want the rest of the Silver to know. And you learned like he had a lot of contempt for the rest of the Silvered, because he saw like where he actually took a lot of interest in the knowledge of both the old world and the knowledge that had been collected by the Silvered or hoarded by the Silvered. The rest of the Silvered had basically kind of grown fat on their hoarded like wealth and knowledge and didn't really care about anything, thinking that their lives would be forever protected by that which they hoarded. And you hear you read like mentions of like materials needed to like maintain certain systems were not available to them anymore, because it turns out that like they needed like various mines and other like resource or like sources of certain materials in order to maintain the Silver Tower that just over time they'd lost access to. And he was like worried that in time this would come to bite them in the ass. And eventually you get to notes about you, about like how he was supposed to give you to the Silvered Ones, but he could not bring himself to do it.
I'd only briefly glanced over the ones about me before holding onto the journal and reflipping through it to see if he might have theorized some sort of game plan for landing the tower before it fully crashes.
I think what you find is like he never like spells out like explicit plans on how to do that. The most you find is that like he just talks about like without other sources of or like new sources of necessary materials that they would not be able to keep the tower afloat.
We had to get it up here somehow. There has to be a control center where we can move it without it being automated. And I'm gonna kind of glance at was it Father John?
Father, I think Jacobs.
And I'm gonna go over, stand in front of him. I'm gonna undo this. Don't scream, or it's gonna go right back in your mouth.
Fine, Amelia. You're always such an insolent little child.
I prefer the term strong-willed. You know that the tower is going to crash. Do you want it to crash, or do you want to try and land it?
What, crash? No, it'll never crash.
A piece of it.
Our servants will keep it up in the air, like they always have.
I'm going to grab his shoulders and go, pieces of it is falling apart. One of it apart. An engine crushed Roland. It is breaking. You don't have the resources to keep it afloat. You need to land, or else you're gonna die with everybody else up here.
You're just another lying outsider. You don't have what it takes to be one of us. Us born.
Do you believe the collector?
He liked the rabble like you too much. And Father Jacobs is just kind of like
I'm gonna spec some
Shield
sense into him.
against fear. Why would you hit an old man?
Because you're a
fucking idiot.
Yeah, you're stupid. Listen. Just tell me what you know. I'll try and make sure you don't get crushed or crash. What's the harm of letting me help you?
You could never help us.
I'm gonna look at him.
Smaller.
I'm gonna look at him. I'm gonna look at the window. And I'm gonna look back at him and just kind of smirk, like insinuating, I will throw you out this window.
Guards! Guards!
Escalade, get him! And she's gonna grab his legs out the window. Like, and I've shoved the gag back in his mouth.
Yeah, he's like struggling against the chair you've tied him to, but he is unable to resist y'all, so do y'all throw him?
We dangle him. And then I'm gonna look him in the eyes and go, are you gonna cooperate or are you gonna go fall? Blink twice if you're going to cooperate.
He starts shouting for guards again.
I drop him.
And he goes.
Spaz just a man plops in the middle of the garage.
So as he goes flying, you hear, "Guard here. What seems to be the problem?"
He jumped out the window.
If a robot like this could do sarcasm, you just hear, "Oh no, not Father Jacobs." Whatever.
What are we gonna do?
Guard,
Yes.
do you have the knowledge and access to get us to a control room? The systems are failing. We are out of resources. The tower will crash. This is of the utmost emergency. I need an escort.
Databanks. Accessing. Could not contact central computer.
You won't be able to contact the central computer. Can you lead us to a control room?
I can lead you down the hallway.
And what is down the hallway?
And the elevator.
Okay, take us to the elevator.
Alright.
Has the other robot shown back up with like the cleaner clothes yet?
I know this is the first robot that shows up. And it does have the clothes.
I hand some to Escalade, and I go and put on the new clean clothes that actually look more modern.
Yep, and you make your way down the hallway and to the elevator. Here is the elevator, and it pushes a button on the elevator, and then it just kind of waits there, and like a minute passes, and it reaches over and pushes the button again.
Where is
And
the
you
staircase?
And you notice that there's no power to this elevator.
Staircase, emergency, fire staircase. Where?
I do not know what a fire staircase is. We do not have staircases here. Our superior technology does not require staircases.
What in the name of OSHA violations?
Is there any way you can power the elevator? Maybe stick your finger in the thing? I don't know.
Pry open the doors.
Yep. I think this is probably a good stopping point.
Okay.
And y'all can pick back up on the not so great condition Silver Tower finds itself in. All right, so yet another session down for our intrepid band of murderers, adventurers, as Baz and Sir try to solve their collective illness, and Celia and Escalator trying to figure out what is going on with the Silver Tower. We'll see y'all next week. Same next Sunday, same murder hobo time. And yeah, see y'all next time.